Bro, Fan Logan, we are a little over 2 weeks away from the Colts NFL season, 2026 NFL season. I'm pumped. You're pumped. We're here to talk about it. I think today, guys, we're going to talk about Colts roster cuts because that is a not so exciting time for the players, but we kind of figure out who our 53 players are going to be for the 2026 NFL season. And then we'll talk about a little bit, touch into what we're looking for the preseason game with the Lions. But quick stuff that I want to talk about with you, Logan, just some breaking news. Thoughts on Mai Blackman getting cut today by the Colts?
Yeah, man. It's never a fun thing to see somebody getting cut because it means that, in regular people terms, that means they got fired. So nobody wants to be fired. But kind of was a long time coming for Mai Blackman. Unfortunately, he probably knew it. His play had really dipped from last season. I thought he played pretty well, actually, in spurts last season, especially considering the circumstances that he was in. But yeah, man, this year, just regression, which is unfortunate to see. And so, yeah, no longer a member of the Indianapolis Colts. Curious to see what type of potential corner moves the Colts make. Potential to
We signed
see
someone.
what that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just kind of what I mean though is like that roster spot though. It's crazy. I hope that means Jalen Jones makes the team, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, initial reactions is kind of like sort of expected.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Something like that.
He's mainly run with the twos in camp, but in preseason he's just got burned by twos and 3s. And he's a guy that we traded for. He's a former 3rd-round pick. I think we traded from the Vikings last season. He came in and he played a pivotal role in this Colts defense.
Because of injury
Mooney going down. Exactly.
Because of injury, yeah.
Exactly. So we got to figure out this situation because you get rid of a guy that had a lot of tread under him from last season. And Mai Blackman understood the playbook to an extent. And then Mooney, who has a back injury, he participated the last 2 days, but he said that this back injury is just something that's going to be lingering throughout the season. So we just kind of got to work through it with the trainers. That scares me. And Justin last week from Riding the Bench pod had a really good point, right? It was, this guy's already talking about retiring, and now he has this lingering back injury, which now we recognize is going to go through the season. How do you feel about that as a Colts fan? That's our DB2. Lockdown, man. By the way.
It's I don't feel good, and it's just so unfortunate because if Sauce Gardner and Charvarius Ward were both healthy, both balling out, both playing like they're definitely capable and their talent level is capable of, the Colts would be a top 3 corner room in the NFL. But unfortunately, they just cannot seem to get it together for whatever reason. With those two on the field at the same time, it scares me. It scares me a lot. When you talk about a back issue, that's something that normally lingers. Anytime you hear the word back in the NFL, that's a lingering injury. It's not going to go away 1 week. Your back's always going to hurt. It's about pain management. It's about pain tolerance at this point for Charvarius Ward. And again, to highlight your point, he's already talked about not even knowing if he wants to be there multiple times.
Justin's point. He made a really good point on Cup last week.
No, just meant that. Yeah, like you bringing it up. Yeah, shout out Justin again. So much fun having him on, by the way, last week. That was awesome. But yeah, dude, could not agree more with that point. Scares the hell out of me. I would put the over-under just from what I'm hearing, based on past experience with Mooney Ward, at like 8 or 9 games, bro. If he plays 8.5, if he plays more than 8 games, I would consider that an absolute win with how
that sucks.
This is going at this point, to be honest with you.
It's good to see though, right? He's playing. They seems like they have a plan with the trainers, but a guy that's 31 years old, that's supposed to be your DB2, and he still can play at a high end level. We'll just see kind of what that looks like. But like you mentioned, really good point. Hopefully it opens up a spot for one, the Colts can go pick up someone, but 2, Jalen Jones. Can he come in and kind of be that backup DB3 or that outside corner that we need? The other option is you move Wally to the outside. He's been playing on the outside, and after Britt's 1-game suspension, maybe you move him, play the nickel, play in the slot. But we'll see. 2 more things real quick I want to talk about, and then we can get into roster cuts. Alec Pierce, seems like there's been some positive momentum in news. Shane did mention that he should, if all things go well, practice this week. So that's really good to see. Kind of get him rolling a little bit, or because he hasn't played, in 6 months now, so almost 6 months. Hasn't run a route, so that's a good thing to see. And then 2, Josh Downs dealing with a calf injury, did not participate today, but he did say that it is a minor injury, so that makes me feel better. But what are your thoughts? 2 Colts wide receivers, 1 and 2. We'll see what that looks
Real
like.
quick, in response to what you asked about Alec Pierce, I just wanted to say the dichotomy of, or what's it called? The dichotomy, or the duality rather, of man.
There you
The
go.
duality of man. Check out the #1 tweet when you type in Alec Pierce right now. Alec Pierce may never walk again. I mean,
That
like,
is so
you
funny.
just hear all kinds of things on the old Twitter, man. So just kind of gauging people's
Oh my God.
interest on the Alec Pierce
The whole
front.
walking thing, like how he
Yeah,
walks, everyone's like
yeah.
deciphering how he walks. That shit is just so funny to me,
So as
dude.
you can see here, this is video from today. He did not participate again in practice yet today as he recovers from off-season ankle surgery. And here's him walking out at practice. So again, I'm getting a little worried just because, as we talked about it, Justin highlighted it as well. Definitely good news, right? But still, I'm not gonna believe it until I see it. All right, Addy. I'm a seer now. I need to see stuff.
Okay, I see.
It's been long enough. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Josh Downs too, dealing with a minor calf. He did emphasize that it was a minor calf injury, so that's good to see in that regard, and hopefully he'll be fine. Tyler Warren obviously not sitting in, or not playing in camp today, and this week as a whole, looks like they're just going to sit him out until week 1 would be my guess, which is a good thing. But we'll get into the fun stuff. Fun stuff for us. Remember, guys, these are players that have jobs, and it sucks for them because it's like they're getting fired. But at least we get to figure out who our 53-man roster is. So
yeah, for sure, and I think we'll have some fun with this. So I've got the unofficial depth chart pulled up for the final preseason game for the Colts, because we're going to preview that as well. And so I think one piece of news that stuck out to me, Addy, wanted your opinions on it. Obviously, Steichen announcing that. Anthony Richardson. Sorry, what am I doing? What am I doing here? The guy. Anthony Richardson is going to start. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think it kind of means for that competition, and who do you feel like has the edge right
I think
now?
Anthony definitely has the edge, and even though they didn't both play particularly well last game, I think Anthony outplayed him week 1.
I don't think
Riley
anybody
Leonard
played particularly well last game.
I know. I totally agree. So it's hard to like make sense of it, but also like I think Anthony Richardson did more running with the threes and dealing with just constant pressure in his face, which is good to see. I always thought he should be the QB2 just with like just being a high upside guy, and by always I mean the last 2 weeks. So I was kind of like over it. Let's trade him, but kind of figured it out. But I think what this means is, okay, you're giving Anthony a shot to run with the ones outside of the guys that are hurt and Jonathan Taylor. And Daniel Jones. So you have giving you an option to run by the ones. That shows me that they believe Anthony, just depending upon how he performs, will probably win the QB2 job. I think they recognize that trading him is a mistake based on what his valuation is or what he'd go for right now. So I'm glad to see him one more year in this system. We'll see what happens moving forward. But I think having, and you said this best, having a guy where his ceiling is insanely high and his floor is insanely low. But for a quarterback, for a QB2 that might need to come in for a game or two based on injuries, I'd rather take the high upside.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like a high floor is not going to do much for you in the NFL if you're talking about trying to win a couple games in a pinch, right? When your starter's down, you need a guy who has a high ceiling, unfortunately, like at that position. So definitely agree with you there. I thought this was interesting that Steichen did indicate that some starters are going to play on Saturday against the Lions, but it will be second, third, and fourth string players against the Lions. So that's cool. I think I was going to get your take on this too. Very interesting how NFL teams as a whole, the Colts included, of course, are starting to approach training camp. I feel like, and preseason games rather. Cause like, obviously back in the day it was 4 preseason games. Now it's 3. Definitely seems like you see players playing less and less starters in the
It's the Sean
preseason.
McVay way, right? He's a guy
Yeah,
that everyone was playing. Everyone was playing their starters, and Sean McVay was the only guy that didn't. And it seemed like it just kept a lot of people healthy. Maybe they didn't really need to get that in-game experience because now we're doing joint practices, so they get somewhat of a feel there. Um, but it's good, I think, to see that some of the starters are playing. I think for sure you keep Daniel Jones out, even though him getting hit a time or two would be good to acclimate him coming off that Achilles injury. But you also don't want to risk run the risk of injuring your quarterback one that you
right.
just paid.
No, yeah, I'm totally okay with them not starting Daniel Jones for sure. I'm
Yeah,
like, there. For me, I'm like, let's not mess around. Let's not end the season before it even begins, if you know what I
yeah,
mean, because that would be absolute tragedy. So, no, I
yeah,
definitely agree with that decision, but it is an interesting shift, I would say, amongst NFL teams just to not really play starters much at all. If they do play, it's like maybe a possession or two, right? A drive or two, and that's about it.
yep.
So very interesting stuff there. Offensively, want to hear a couple. I've got the actual depth chart pulled up here. Give me a couple names that you're looking at that are potential cut candidates, and then give me your 53-man roster, okay, from your perspective on the offensive side. You can kind of just go by position, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll add it up.
Well,
And then I'll give you mine.
a couple names that just kind of stick out for me right now on the offensive side. We see DJ Giddens sitting at RB2 on the last preseason depth
Mm,
chart, and Seth McGowan is
yeah, down
3.
here. Yeah.
I think that changes. I can't really see a world, even though they spent a 4th round pick on DJ, he just hasn't been healthy and he hasn't shown that he can be, a capable backup. I wouldn't be shocked if the Colts cut him just because of those two reasons. You have everyone kind of pushed up one. So I think they could carry, Jonathan Taylor, Seth McGowan, and Bentley as their 3 running backs. And hopefully they get, Castle or Giddens kind of go through the waivers and they pick him up for practice squad. But that's kind of the first thing that stands out to me. The second thing that stands out to me, and this is your guy, Coleman Owen right now behind Anthony Gould,
Mm,
who's dealing with, I believe, a hamstring injury or a groin injury. I don't remember which one, but he hasn't participated in training camp for a while. I know you're a big believer in this. Justin as well. He was on last week, is a big believer in Coleman Owen. I could see him just from a pure, hey, we've got good wide receivers in place, but he can make plays. He can step in when he needs. But when it comes to the punt game, the return game, he can kind of be that guy too.
hmm
Um,
That's really where he's shined too. Like I feel like he would be an easy cut candidate, right? If
yeah,
he was not a guy who plays special teams as well. But
yeah.
the fact that he has shown wide receiver 6 potential and he plays special teams, so everything that Anthony Gould does, it's the best ability is availability.
Yeah,
So
and that's
yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
just
dueling too, right? I think
yeah.
you could like keep Burks as well. I'm really excited about what they're going to do with Burks. I kind of want to keep him because he's a project player, but he was the number one wide receiver for the Sooners, I believe, last
Oklahoma.
season,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, right? So it'd be interesting to see him either in as a return specialist for now and then kind of work his way up. Maybe they can make that possible with Ashton Doolin playing primarily special teams, and you can bring on a guy like Burks in your wide
hmm
receiver depth. I don't exactly know what that's going to look like from an O lineman perspective. I mean, I think you keep the top 2 of everyone, and you 100% get rid of Josh Kreutz. Get him off this fucking team. Nobody wants him. Horrible bobbled snap. Was it him, right? With the whole bobbled
I
snap
think it's
situation.
Croods. I think, to be honest
I
with
don't
you,
want to
man.
yell at someone else.
To be honest with you, man, I think it's a combination of Croots and
Van
um,
DeMark.
no, it's Croots and Tucker, I
Oh,
believe.
Ducker.
So
But
it's
it is
it's
his first time playing center.
It's a combination of the two, man, and that's why so many people have been so that's a position of concern is center for
Yeah.
the Colts because if Bordolini goes down, we've said it before, it could get real ugly back there, man.
Yeah. No, totally. And I think one more thing that stood out, I think the Colts do this all the time, but they'll keep 4 tight ends on the
Yep.
roster. I know Will Mallory dealing
It's
with a
got
thumb.
Tyler Warren, Moelle Cox, Drew Ogletree, and Will Mallory.
Yeah. And
Probably.
Will's
Yeah.
dealing with a thumb injury, but I still think he's proven enough, this offseason that he can be a guy that can come in and play tight end too next season, right? So I just want to find any way possible to just retain
Mm.
Will Mallory. I don't know if you
Yeah.
agree. I think offense is pretty self-explanatory outside of the wide receiver depth and like running
Yeah.
back.
I
But
think my final 53 offensively, I do think they keep all three quarterbacks. I think they go Daniel Jones, AR, QB2, and then Riley Leonard, QB3. I think running back, I'm gonna go, JT, Seth McGowan, Ulysses Bentley the fourth. I
he's been
think
fun.
I think DJ Giddens does get cut. I think Anderson Castle does get cut. Receiver, obviously you got to go Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Keenan Allen as your top three, and then you're looking at probably Doolin for 4, 5 for Nick Westbrook Akine, and then I do think that sixth spot, like I said, goes to Coleman Owen, leaving Deion Burks on the outside looking in. I just don't think they keep 7 receivers. I'm not
With
seeing it.
injuries though,
Um, I mean,
and
they might bring him back, for like a practice squad thing, but you got to think as well. They're definitely going to hold on to. They're definitely going to try to practice squad. Laquan Treadwell, right? They're probably going to try to practice squad. Maybe DJ Montgomery because they're more
I
veteran
feel
guys.
really bad though for Westbrook Ikine. That's who I feel most bad for because he was having a phenomenal
Phenomenal
training
camp. Yeah,
Oh man.
I don't think he gets cut, man. He's a
No, not
veteran.
cut
Yeah,
wise. Not cut
yeah,
wise. It's just more like his chances. And he seemed like a great guy when we
right,
interviewed him
right.
at camp. He just seemed like just a hell of a person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's just how it crumbles. I mean, if they want to go based off, so here's the thing: is it's a dangerous territory as a football team in the NFL when you get into that whole what if scenario of
yeah.
we're going to go based off potential, right?
Yeah.
You see where that kind of leads you sometimes. Look where the Colts are right now with Anthony Richardson because we went based on potential, right, instead
Yeah.
of production. So it's if you want to go production, it's Coleman Owen. If you want to go potential, it's Deion Burks. And so
Yeah.
I feel like the Colts have had run-ins with potential in the past and it's not worked out. So if it was me and I was building the roster today, unfortunately, I would go Coleman Owen and Deion Burks would be
It's
probably
just
getting
kind of
picked
this
up by another team somewhere else. So
situation Ballard put himself in, right? You kind of
yeah.
have to save your job. You kind of gotta think less potential and think who can help you win
Who can
today.
actually produce this season because you don't
Exactly.
have next season for sure. If you're Ballard. All right, defense wise, give me some of the key spots you're looking at, cut candidates, and then just
Yeah.
kind of your final
This
53 on the
is
defensive side.
this is tough. Especially the defensive end position, I think is really tough. Because who do you keep? Like you could make a case right now that JTT, Jalen Tuimolo,
Mm-hmm. Tuimoloau.
he shouldn't be here. Right? If we're talking
Though,
about pure like how
yeah.
has he performed, but then you take into consideration, okay,
Right.
he was a second round pick.
He's a rookie contract. That's the only, in my opinion, that's the
Bro, he's
only
been
reason
so
he's here.
ass.
That's the only reason he's
I
here. If he
know.
was not on a rookie deal,
Not only rookie
he's
deal, I think
gone.
it's like they wasted a mid second round pick on him, and he just hasn't panned out. And he looked bad, dude, in the preseason. Like there was nothing he did well, particularly. So
No, dude, he's a guy, as we talked about last episode, it's the way it works is if you show up on film as an offensive lineman or an offensive player, usually it's because you're doing something wrong. Whereas opposed, like the only time you show up on film on the defensive line is if you're doing something right. And
famous words of
bro,
Justin.
yeah, Jalen Tuimoloau never, and I mean never, shows up on film, bro. And it's just the unfortunate truth, man. I mean, I look for him. I'm literally always trying to find him on film, and he's just fails to show up on film. So
yeah.
yeah.
He's
So
a guy that's
who do you
interesting.
got for like who do you think they'll keep then for that defensive end
I mean,
position?
I think for sure you keep, Arden Key. Gums has been really exciting as a 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously keep Latu. You
Okay.
keep Caden
Mm-hmm.
Curry. In my opinion, I think
Gotta keep
Nchami
Caden Curry.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Darrell Nchami, he can walk.
He's
Melton
cut.
can
Yeah.
walk. JTT is interesting.
You'll
Like, what do you do
probably
there?
keep Clemens, right? I mean, that's a veteran guy. I'd imagine
I don't
they
know.
keep Clemens.
Clemens, is he the guy that was traded to us from the
from
Packers?
the Jets. No,
Jets, sorry.
Colby Wooden's
Colby
the D
Wooden was
tackle.
Packers.
He'll make it as the D tackle just
Will
because
he? Has he done well?
Ballard loves his D tackles too.
Adam Warre is great, dude.
Adebawore will be kept as well.
Warre, he's great. Like do you keep 6 D tackles?
Bro, but Ballard's done it in the past. That's the thing is he has proven that he will keep more defensive linemen and like get rid of another position. Like on
Well, what is he going to get rid of? Because like linebacker wise, I mean Gaither, Carlisle, Betcher, CJ Allen, and GK are all going to stay. I think you got 5 guys there that you're going to carry 5 linebackers and 11 defensive linemen. Like that.
I think it's going to be very defensive lineman heavy. Yeah, I really do.
I think it's going to figure out your DB situation because you got injuries, with Travarius Ward and whatnot. Like, who do you keep there? Like, this is going to be interesting. Like, I think Daniel Scott goes. You keep Thomas over Daniel Scott there. Mai Blackman, this is not updated because Mai Blackman's gone.
Mai Blackman is released, yeah.
Jalen Jones moves up a spot. You get rid of Mai Blackman.
I think the only reason Jonathan Edwards is getting saved is because of his special teams ability. Sure. I think he's a great gunner, but it's like other than that, that's what saved him at that position for sure. And I think he makes it from that.
Agreed. Jonathan Owens is a great backup to have, and Simone Biles will attend
played
games.
Terrible though in the preseason. Oh my god!
But he's just like a guy veteran that's been around in the league. And Simone Biles, like Colts can make
brings Simone Biles in.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he'll make it, but yeah, dude, he's got to play a lot better. He played very bad in that preseason game, dude. He took one of the worst angles I've ever seen on Tyler Goodson, who just burned his ass.
Tyler Goodson, miss him, man.
It was like one-on-one in the hole, and he took just an abysmal angle, and Goodson just cooked his ass, dude. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'd say defensive wise, I'm probably going, Arden Key, Jalen Tuimoloau. I think they keep Gums. I think they keep Caden Curry. And probably, obviously, Latu and Clemens. So as far as D end, and then I think D tackle they'll keep Buckner, Wooden, Adebawore, Grover, of course, and then I could see them. Honestly, the rest of them I could see them potentially cutting. Like maybe keeping Derek Nottie, maybe, but he hasn't really done much in camp either.
No, I don't.
He's kind of just been a body, so I could see them only keeping those few for the D tackle and maybe keeping more ends because, bro, they need something. They need someone to get some pressure on the quarterback. So,
and you make a fair point, Logan. But this is not even the most exciting part about cut season, bro. We're deciding between 2 starting NFL kickers.
Oh my god! Yeah,
bro. Who do you pick? One guy has had a great training camp. But has struggled in the preseason games, Blake Grupe. And then there's a guy, Spencer Schrader, who was struggling during training camp, but he's put it together in preseason games going 10 for 10. Doesn't that weigh
do you put any sort of merit into this, how they list it, or do you think that means nothing? The fact that they put Blake Grupe first?
No, what I've noticed is on all the ors, it seems to be a alphabetical thing is what I've seen.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, because I noticed this
I don't know
too
if it's
with
true
the Gould.
or not,
I noticed this with the Anthony Gould and then Coleman Owen.
Yeah,
that would
Gino.
Also line up with alphabetical. Yeah,
exactly. And then Anthony Richardson or Riley Leonard, they've got Leonard over Richardson.
Gotcha. Okay,
that's kind of my thought process. But they also have an asterisk next to Alec Pierce, but there's no legend on what the asterisk means. Does it mean PUP? What the fuck does the asterisk mean?
We don't know what is going to happen with this guy. Yeah,
exactly.
So
can I say who I want? I'm Team Schrader.
Team Schrader. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, it's so hard for me, bro. Because I guess, for me, you got to go with the guy who's doing it when it comes down to when it matters most. And that guy so far has been Spencer Schrader. So for me, I think it's so dang close and it's unfortunate and it sucks, whatever you want to say. But with Schrader hitting that 61-yarder against the Patriots in preseason, him being perfect in game in the preseason, and Grupe has literally missing two kicks now in the preseason, one from 36. unless Groupie goes out there and has, I'm talking a baller performance, like he needs to hit like a couple 50-plus yarders, look confident in game
He cannot
against the
miss.
Lions. He cannot miss, yeah. And then if Schrader misses, though, I think
It'll be
that's when it
interesting.
gets really, really interesting.
It
If I
kind of feels
had,
like Schrader's job to lose. And what a story it would be, man. Like,
yeah,
absolutely fucking up his knee, like week 5 or week 4.
and he did too. He fucked it up,
Fucked
dude.
it up, bro.
Broke it, like tore it here, there. It was like 4 or 5
He tore it
spots, just
everywhere.
bang. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh
was
my god, how is
crazy.
he bad kicking, bro? Because you see some of these stories of like kickers that have these injuries and they can't kick.
And it was his plant leg too.
Crazy,
His
man.
plant leg, bro, and which is so important because you gotta put all your weight on
Stabilize,
that
put
and
all
then
your weight.
like kick. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But yeah, if I had to pick, I'd probably say just because I don't want to lose. I don't want a guy to lose his job strictly based on him getting an injury because at this point, that's what it would be.
That's what it was.
Now,
Yeah.
keep in mind, I do think you got to get that cleaned up, Spencer Schrader, as far as his very inconsistent days in camp. You
Yeah.
can't be doing that in practice, man, because this wouldn't even be a battle right now if he was hitting pretty well in practice
Yep.
and also hitting the games. I think he would be absolutely leading this kicking competition. But
Yeah.
yeah, he won me over for sure with hitting that 61 yarder against the Patriots. So I would lean Spencer Schrader right now myself, but I do not envy the Coach Brian Mason, the special teams coach. I do not envy his position that he has to be in picking one of those two guys because one of them, whoever he doesn't pick, one of them will be on an NFL roster
Just
this year,
retain both and
they
one.
will be making kicks for some team. And I just hope to God that
We
they're
pick the
not
right
kicking
one.
a game winner against the Indianapolis Colts this year.
All I'm saying
that's all I hope.
Brian, and I totally agree with you. Brian Mason just had a knee injury. He should sympathize and empathize with Schrader. And we should just pick him.
Yeah, so. No, it's going to get – I'm telling you, man, it's going to be an electric kicker competition if Schrader misses or Groupie just goes – I'm telling you, it's going to be like, well, who the hell do we pick?
I know.
So, yeah, man, that's going to be an exciting one. But that is all we've really got as far as talking roster for the Indianapolis Colts here going into their final preseason game. Any last things that you're looking for really quick going into the game against the Lions for the last?
Yeah, just see the starters that do play. Let's just see how they perform. Are they kind of in game ready, right? Which should be good to see. Anthony Richardson, he's got the reins. He's playing with 1s and 2s. How will he perform? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Just overall, man, like, can we just have a better showing? Not that preseason matters. It's just that morale. Let's just start the season with a bang. We don't even have to win, but like we have to I hope we try. I hope we just give it our all and we just try a little bit, even though it's meaningless, because just give the fans something exciting.
I agree. Yeah, especially after such a bad performance, because even Steichen, he acknowledged it, man. It's preseason, but at the same time, he's like, we did not play up to our standards. Yeah. So both things can be true, right? It cannot be super. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but you still don't want to go out there and be an absolute stinker of a performance.
Yeah.
This is not something you want to do. So, yeah, I agree. I just want to see them put some drives together. I want to see some rookies cement their place on this team for sure. I want to see Anthony Richardson. Hey, it's not over yet, dude. It's like Chris Daughtry, bro. It's not over. Trying to do it right this time around. We need you, Anthony. It's like that meme where he's like, please stunt on them hoes.
Oh, stunt on them hoes.
Please, Anthony, stunt on them hoes.
Well, I got so many Anthony Richardson memes from like 23, 24. It was great.
But yeah, man, I want to see him ball out, and everyone already knows. If you know Mr. Ati Oberoi, he's the president of the AR fan club. So we're Team AR over here, and we want him to do well. So I hope he gets another opportunity and chance and wins that QB2 position. And as always, guys, make sure you click that subscribe button here. I've got our YouTube pulled up. We are growing over there, man. We had a really good video with our good friend Justin Afiro from the Riding the Bench Colts podcast recently as well. Take a look at that and watch that after this. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe and follow Mr. Ati Oberoi down here. He's got the best Colts Twitter on X right there, baby.
I don't
That's
know
him.
about that.
That's him.
Logan's got some pretty good takes, pretty hot takes on X. He's going very fast. That's a good thing.
Make sure you follow him at Ati Oberoi, and I am at Fan Logan.
And check out Logan's and check out Logan's Instagram. He's our video king, short form king over here. Cup clap, short form king.
But without further ado, as always, go Colts.
Go Colts.